One that's been set up like a road locomotive with a canopy on it. A couple of Marshall diesel tractors here. So if we look to my right, we see a Marshall MP6 in an orangey colour, a couple of MP6s actually. I've never seen them. Never seen these. Here's some more Marshalls. Pan across again. Am I hearing some more of them? I've not actually counted how many steam engines I've seen. I've not actually counted how many Marshalls or Field Marshalls or Fowler diesel tractors I've seen. There's some more MP6s here. Let's have another look at this one. Some of these. Here a Field Marshal going off in the background. Might not be able to hear it too well. Is that the same? That is another Marshall. Looks like a single cylinder diesel or I've seen so many in one place. Here's some more Marshalls here. Another MP6 in the background in orange. We go back over here to this. We see another Marshall here. These are pretty seriously old school. This must be, when were these? I'm gonna have to find out. Never seen appropriate number plate. Yum. That one has its flywheel covered over. This one didn't. Go back over here. Here's another couple of Marshalls and another Marshall MP6. Did I do those? I never remember. I'm not really saying a lot in this part of the video because, well, it's all various Marshalls, Field Marshalls and Fowlers. I think they're celebrating something actually. I think they got 200 such tractors here. So there's another Marshall diesel tractor over there. They're in various states of paint wearing off or painted or various states. Seems to be another one coming. Oh my god, more of them. Field Marshalls now. Listen to the engine. Back to the Field Marshalls. Various sorts of Field Marshalls here. Even got a cab on this one. Some of the Field, well, I think some of them are, some of them say diesel, some of them don't. While I go here, I'm going to go take a look at these. These are some more Field Marshalls. I think they're always diesel, I think. But I will ask actually, because I know some tractors only become diesel later on. This some tractors, brands of tractors, started with petrol TVO engines, so start on petrol, then switch to TVO, and then only later went to diesel. So I don't know if this is diesel straight out of the box. Here's a field marshal in very well good condition. One with a cap here. Another field marshal next to a marshal, and a field marshal again. I should have put this video on its own. This is... if someone absolutely loves field marshals, they're going to be well in their element here. I have never seen so many in one place. More field marshals here. Right, more field marshals. Someone's holding a hand crank there. Very fetching hand crank. Fowler Mark VF tracks. Oh, this looks like a prize winning entry from somewhere. There's another field marshal, but this one's a diesel one. Lascard Agricultural Show. Find out about that. Oh, there's another orange field marshal there, down there. I've never seen so many in one place.
I know, they're horrible, aren't they?
Oh, no, I enjoy seeing them. Yeah, it's the engineering side of it that fascinates me a little bit.
Well, originally they wanted 100 here, and then we're all from Somerset, so we brought 3 trailer loads up. So there's 12 of ours here and a couple of others on other lorries, and then it very quickly got over 100. So Tom Prout, I think, the guy that organised it, he said we'll have 200 instead. So,
yeah, because the interesting bit is the diesel engine itself. Did they start off as diesel? Were they always diesel, or was there a petrol TVO version?
Oh
of the engine?
no, never. No, it's always diesel.
Always diesel. I thought it was.
They migrated straight from steam marshals here straight into diesel.
Because I've seen some Marshall steam engines before. I wondered if the two were related.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, so Marshall that made the steam engines as well.
Yeah, because I recall some tractor manufacturers would have started with petrol TVO and then went to diesel when Perkins started making diesel engines.
Exactly. Yeah. So well, Frank Perkins. Yeah, a lot of it. I mean, Massey Ferguson still using Perkins engines, even though they bought Perkins, didn't they? But yeah, these, they went straight from steam straight into diesel.
So they were always diesel.
Yeah, they were always diesel.
Yeah, because
he went over to Germany and he saw the Lanz Bulldogs, and that's that's when he came back with the single cylinder design. But you talk about the engineering, this one, a couple of years ago, it had some broken piston rings. So I pulled the piston out, and honestly, respect to the engineers, the piston obviously 6 3/4 inches, or I can't remember the size of it, and it weighs a bloody ton. So when I pulled it out the front, I had hold of it, and my wife grabbed the con rod as it came out, and the weight of it, when you're on them and you've got them running, bearing in mind that was 1948, so she's getting on a bit now, and that weight is flying around in there, and they're all still running.
Yeah.
As somebody said to us last week at Welland Steam Rally, you know, will the modern tractors and cars still be running in 77 years' time? No.
Yeah, because the interesting point is, I don't know if it's all of them. There was one particular diesel engine, single cylinder 2-stroke. You could have it running forwards, but then to go backwards, instead of putting it in reverse, you make the engine run backwards and you go backwards.
Well, these, same as Lanz Bulldog and Pamper and all the single cylinder diesels, if you have it on low enough tick over, it will bump backwards, and then you end up with 3 reverse gears and 1 forward, as opposed to 3 forward and 1 reverse. It's not very good for the engine, but
because there was another thing that they could do where it wouldn't complete its stroke.
Yeah.
So it would stay still, but it would shake like mad.
Yeah.
I think I saw a video of it.
These shake. I mean, the Series 1 and the Series 2, they run anti-clockwise, and then when they moved up to the Series 3 and 3A, the orange ones, they turned it clockwise, which then levelled out the kind of vibration. That thing, if it's on tick over,
yeah, I've seen those.
We use it on a saw bench as well.
Yeah.
And if you've got it on tick over, the belt's flapping around, so you've got to have it up a little bit.
I've seen a few of these in my time, because I come from Sussex, but I visit steam rallies in Sussex and Kent. But the thing is, though, I've never seen so many field marshals or Fowlers.
Yeah.
I don't know if Fowlers, because some of them are called Fowlers, Mark VFs or VFAs.
So, yeah, Fowler, they put the tracks on them, and then they become the Fowler VF. It's still a field marshal tractor unit, if you like, but instead of wheels, Fowler from Leeds put the tracks on. So Marshall is from Gainsborough.
Yeah, Gainsborough.
And then Fowler put tracks on some of them, like Roders and County did with the Ford skid units. But yeah, that's why some of them call Fowler VF. But yeah, they got Fowlers here as well, haven't they?
Yeah, I've seen quite a few of those. Oh, sorry, I just got to pan over to a couple of tractors just arriving.
Here come a few more Somerset boys.
Yeah, so back in a minute, I've just got there's a field marshal in orange. It must be Mark, is that Mark 3 or 3A?
That's a 3A.
3A.
And that's an M.
Yeah. So that's really quite early.
That's early 1940s.
So they were probably used during that.
Yeah, so that's a march for them, early 1940s. That's the 3A. Hello! And this is a Series 3.
Series 3.
Yeah.
So it's the 3As that went orange.
Yeah, the 3As went orange, and it was like their last. The thing is, the 3As and the 3s were like early 50s, 52, 53.
Yeah.
And that era, the beginning of the 50s, you had Fordson and Nuffield that were making tractors, multi-cylinder tractors with electric start. Hello, all right.
I'll mention Massey Ferguson because there's quite a few round my way actually. They mostly had Massey Fergusons, Fordsons, occasional Nuffields, a couple of Leylands I've seen.
Yeah. Well, Nuffield were bought by Leyland, and then Marshall bought Leyland, and those I think they called them Harvest Gold, those mustard colour ones.
Yeah, I saw those earlier.
They were the successor of the Leylands.
Yeah, I saw those earlier actually, and I
so-
thought I've never seen those in my life.
Yeah, they weren't very successful. They didn't build them very long. They weren't very popular, like you say. Everybody had switched to Massey Ferguson and Ford, John
Yeah, I
Deere.
try not to drop other brands because I know that this particular, the engines were pretty clever on them, on these.
Oh yeah.
And they must have been successful because in order to get ahead when it comes to tractors, it's got to be lots of power and it's got to be some clever stuff going on.
Yeah. Well, these were the preserve of the contractors, weren't they? It's interesting actually, this one with the rusty exhaust.
Oh, right.
Because they're two straight diesel. The exhaust would get sooted up, a lot of carbon and oil in there.
Yeah.
And they would catch fire, especially if they're like at half load when they're running a thrashing box. So what they do, they take them off, and I've done this before on mine. You burn them out, basically set lights to the exhaust, put a bit of straw up there and set lights to burn out all the carbon and the oil. You know, they've got these little drain pipes, and some of them have got up there underneath the baffles, but you know, like you say, they're two strokes and they're running.
Yeah, and I noticed
lubrication.
there's, you put a bit of burning fuse in that bit there. I'll try not to put my hand in the video here.
Yeah.
But I noticed, is that you used to be able to get some sort of blank cartridge.
Yeah. So
which gave it a bit of a bang.
You still have to put the paper in there to preheat the combustion chamber, and then you put the 12-bore cartridge in there without the shot, obviously.
Oh, right.
And then you'd here with this out for power start. So if you use the cartridge, they called it power start, and in for hand start.
Okay.
So yeah, that would save, putting a cartridge in there would save you having to put the handle in the flywheel and cranking it over. I've got a box of cartridges. I've had them for about 7 years, but I've never been brave enough to use them. So one day
I won't push it. Might wake everyone up.
One day when my shoulders completely give up, then I'll probably go back to cartridges, and none of them will work because they've been in the house.
Have I seen these ones? Oh, I think I did actually.
These were the ones that are just driven up.
Yeah. Well, cheers for your time as well.
No,
I've got to try and take in some more field marshals now. There's a 3A Series 3 there. If we go between these two, I'm going to go to... Here's a bit smoky round here. So much steam engines. I haven't even finished the steam engines yet. Here's some more field marshals here. So yeah, one way of starting it up is you put a blank in there, 12 bore, and you just hit it, but you needed the burning bit of paper there, in there. Pretty clever start. This is before people got electric starts, but actually it looks more fun. It actually looks more fun tractor to try and start up, and as I forgot to introduce myself, as the person was saying, these were always diesel. There was never straight from steam to diesel. One time I thought all tractors were all diesel, but it turns out there were different sorts. Quite a lot from Somerset, for what I gather. This is epic. Oh my life, there's I've never seen so many field marshals, and well, the Fowlers are field marshal anyways, and then
Not too far away.
what is that?
Yeah, on the airfield, yeah. You went to that? Yeah, I did.
Right, I'm just gonna calm this down. I'm gonna shut this down because I've got to get to the commercial vehicles now.